In the tiny town where I come from, you grew up doing what your daddy does, and you don't ask questions, you do it just because. You don't climb too high or dream too much. With a whole lot of work and a little bit of luck, you can wind up right back where your daddy was. This little bitty town, it ain't nothing new. We all stick around, 'cause they all tell us to. Swallow your pride, just to make your family proud. If I didn't think that it would shut the whole place down, I'd ride my pony right out of this one-horse town. Yeah, this one-horse town. I'm an old married man at the age of 23. Got two little boys on the baseball team, and that might be their only ticket out. All they got is a worn-out name and a daddy that could have gone all the way. But I hung my saddle up and I settled down. This little bitty town, oh, it ain't nothing new. We all stick around, 'cause they all tell us to. Swallow your pride, just to make your family proud. If I didn't think that it would shut the whole place down, I'd ride my pony right out of this one-horse town. Yeah, this one-horse town. Oh, yeah. This little bitty town, oh yeah, it ain't nothing new. We all stick around, 'cause they all tell us to. Swallow your pride, just to keep your family proud. If I didn't think that it would shut the whole thing down, I'd saddle that one horse and ride him right out of this town.
That is Blackberry Smoke. Welcome in, folks, to the, well, wait a minute. Before we do that, let's go ahead and figure out how to turn the music off. There you go. Good one, Michael. Very good. I like that. The Kudzoo Radio Hour presents the Buff and Billy Show. You know us, you love us, and you can't live without us. I'm Michael Buffalo Smith here in South Carolina, and way over there in Austin, Texas is Billy Eli. Hello, Billy.
How's it going, bud?
Man, doing very good, other than having the sniffles, bit of a cold, and other things that we won't go into. But anyway, by the way, this program is brought to you by the Universal Music Tribe and Kudzoo Magazine. Go to kudzoomag.com or go to michaelbuffalo.net, and everything's there. And please tell all your friends about the Buff and Billy Show, because we want to become, we want to be trending. We want to be trending, and I think that's what they say, trending on.
Trending.
Yeah, we want to be trending on. Jimmy Fallon says that all the time. He goes, that bit that we did was trending within 30 minutes, and it was like the big, more people watching that than anything else. So that's what we want to be trending.
Okay, yeah.
I want to be a trender. I want to be a trender. So anyway,
No,
that being said, by the way, that Blackberry Smoke song there, what'd you think about? Have you heard that before?
which one was it?
That was the one I just played. It was called One Horse
No,
Town.
hadn't heard that one.
Yeah, kind of something about it. Kind of something about that song kind of reminds me of you. I don't know why. I think because you had a pony in one of your songs.
I did, yeah.
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 But I love this band. They go from that kind of a country kind of thing to just rocking out and playing, covering Black Sabbath and stuff. It's kind of like my new favorite band, to tell you the truth.
Well, they're like they're kind of the new face of Southern rock, aren't they?
They are, man. They play a lot of their songs has that whole Southern rock. And when I say Southern rock, I mean I think they do lean toward. We've talked about this before, but they lean toward the countryside of Southern rock, sort of like.
Which is why I like them. I like the more country stuff. But yeah, I've heard a few of their cuts. You know, I got a friend of mine that Kevin Riley, and man, he's a huge fan of theirs, and he was the one that turned me on to them. And I remember listening to them and thinking, wow, they did a really cool thing. They kind of took that old Southern country rock and they kind of modernized it so they don't just sound like they're playing old Southern rock covers, you know.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. And Charlie Starr, he can write some songs, man. He just keeps turning them out. I mean, he's prolific like Warren Haynes, you know. And these guys that just crank them out, and all that. But that's anyway. Anyway, everything's good. What you been up to, by the way?
Oh man, it's just summer here, you know. So it's hotter than a mother, and I've just kind of been, you know, hanging out, lurking. I've been playing a few gigs with my regular band here around Texas, and not doing very much of anything. The official stories, we're working on a record, but we hadn't actually started yet. So,
yeah, well,
you know, I mean, but we can drag that out. That's a cool thing about this kind of work. You know, people, what are you doing? Oh, we're putting an album together.
Yeah,
well, that can mean anything from we're, you know, doing 6 recording sessions a week to I'm sitting watching TV thinking, damn, man, I ought to write some songs for that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've been talking about my album. I haven't done one since 2005, and I'm getting ready to, though, and I keep telling people. I'm working on it. Well, I do. I mean, I sat there when the TV on. I was watching Orphan Black the other night, which I love, and I was sitting there with a pad writing down, you know, the different, you know, which ones of the songs, because I've written I guess the past year I've written about 40 songs, and I want to pick the very best ones I can pick, of course, and then I want to try to get, you know, certain people, you know, guest stars on the thing. I mean, I do that. I really should just do one by myself sometime, you know.
Yeah, man, but them are a lot of damn work, and if you get a whole bunch of guest people,
they can make them do the work, yeah. And
well, I mean, that's
also they make me sound better. It's like on those last 2 CDs I had, you know, you got Pete Carr and Tommy Crane and George McCorkle and all them guys, and it's like, heck, man, all I had to do, you know, sing sorta and play a little bit of guitar.
You wouldn't even had to done that.
No, not really. They could have like put it with a MIDI or something. I don't even know what that is. They could have done something. They could have faked it, you know. But anyway, yeah, I'm working on one. I really am.
Yeah, me too.
I'm supposed to actually start in the studio in August, and I'm like, ruh-roh. Better get on that. But right now, it's just wrapping up the book tour and on deadline with this new issue of Kudzoo. Because what I did with this issue of Kudzoo was I've been traveling, as you know, and I hadn't worked on it at all. Usually, throughout over the course of 3 months, I put articles together. All I had was an array of colorful notebooks, pocket-sized notebooks that are all these notes scrawled in no particular order, you know, and one of them might be where I was writing about the Billy Bob Boxmasters concert, and then all of a sudden right in the middle there's some note from something that happened in Memphis or in Phoenix, and I'm like trying to put this crap together in some sense, and I'm like, okay, you know, do the best you can, see what happens. But we do have a really good interview in the new issue with Cyril Neville from the Neville Brothers and the Royal Southern Brotherhood. Their new album is the best one yet, and all kinds of stuff like that. But anyway, We were going to talk. I did want to talk just a little bit about. We'd said before we went on the air, so to speak. I was talking about my first experience in Phoenix, Arizona, last week or week before, whenever it was. Flew out there, and I don't know, man. Everybody says it's hot out there, but you guys have the humidity. Well, yeah, we do. I don't know if that's good or bad though, because I felt like I was in a sauna in Phoenix. Just walking around in the 100 and whatever degree heat, 118, 120, whatever.
Yeah, it'll hit way over 100 out there.
Yeah, it does. It was like, and just walking, and I didn't see any water.
There's not.
It's mostly pavement. Everything was pavement.
A lot of that, yeah.
And
a lot of cactus. Too.
A lot of cacti, right? And I was walking up the. We'd have to park 4 or 5 blocks away downtown to go to the convention center where this Comicon was. Yes, folks, I nerded out. I had not been to one of these things since 1977, but everything has changed, and it was much, much better than anything I went to back in the day. As far as just thousands and thousands of people, that kind of bugged me because, there was no... Walking through the convention hall, there weren't any, 2 lanes going both each way. Everybody was just headed toward each other and diagonally and everything, and you just had to just try to make it through.
So it was kind of like a Grateful Dead concert.
It was exactly like that, or a NASCAR race. And then yeah. But except the only thing different.
You mentioned not having been to one, in all them years, man. I had never been to one. My daughters go, and they go to the different ones, and they went to the one that was geared strictly toward Harry Potter, and then they go to the ones that are sci-fi oriented. But they're all Comic-Con, and the thing that's probably different. Man, they get like headline. They get major celebrities and stars that are there. Headlining the things, and they got panels on the different shows, and
that's what we had, and that's one of the main reasons I went, because one of my favorite actors is Ron Perlman from Sons of Anarchy, and also played Hellboy, and all these
Hellboy, and he was Beast in that
Vincent,
80s Beauty and the Beast with Linda Hamilton,
pre-Terminator.
And he was great in Enemy at the Gates as one of the snipers. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his.
He was also in Alien Resurrection.
I hadn't seen that.
Oh, that was good. That was Sigourney Weaver too, and then what's her name? Winona Ryder was in that with him. And then I saw him on. He was on one of the TV shows I watched for a while. I think it was. Was it The Blacklist? It might have been The Blacklist. I'm sure he was playing. He plays a really good criminal. I don't know why, but heck of a nice guy. And his panel, so to speak, I can't call it really a panel when it's one guy and a moderator, but man, people, they go into the ballroom, one of the ballrooms, and there's thousands and thousands of people in there to listen to this one guy talk. And then they'll line up down the aisles, and they'll you step up to the mic and ask a question. Which I didn't do because I'd rather just sit there and let other people ask the questions.
Right, because that way you don't have to stand in line.
So anyway, I got to see, and then you get your picture made. Now, back in the 70s, like when I was at Star Trek Atlanta or something, William Shatner, you take a picture with them, you get their autograph. Nobody charged anything. Well, now it's like $65 to get a picture made with somebody, as $45 or $50 to get them to autograph something, and they're 2 different lines. You have to go do these, and there's hundreds of people walking around. Well, my friend Weasel, that's his nickname, but Eric.
Of course you have a friend named
I have a friend named Weasel. That's what. Yeah, it's kind of hard to call him the Weasel now because he was the Weasel in high school, but then he went into the U.S. Navy for 25 years and became a man, and he's like this Navy chief. But he still gets his nerd on. So, we went.
Y'all were at a comic book convention.
Well, I know it was amazing, and they were. Besides Perlman and all that, we got pictures made with, of Christopher Lloyd with the DeLorean from Back to the Future, the original one.
Oh, cool, man.
It's pretty neat. And then we met who else? We met this guy named Carl Urban, who plays Dr. McCoy in the J.J. Abrams Star Trek reboots. And he was also in a show called Almost Human that I loved, but it lasted one season. And it's like one of those things that you're really watching the show and loving it, and then it just disappears, and nobody says what happened. Yeah, well, it just didn't get picked back up. Okay. I said to him, I said, what happened to Almost Human? And he says, you tell me. But there were others too. I can't even call that guy's name now that played on the reboot of Battlestar Galactica. He played Edward James Olmos, a great character actor. Yeah, he played.
He's been in lots and lots of stuff.
A lot of stuff, and there's other guys too. There were other guys. There were others. Oh, and I failed to mention my favorite. I failed to mention my favorite one. My favorite one was the first one. As somebody that used to go to Rocky Horror Picture Show every weekend and dress up like Eddie Meatloaf, I must have seen that 380 times, dude. I was
Did you do the time warp?
I did the time warp again, and yeah, but I would like be Eddie and all this, and so anyway, that was a fun thing we did. So then at the convention they had three of the people, and my crush during those years was Magenta, who I thought was just really sexy, who was Riff Raff's sister and girlfriend.
Right. Yeah.
And, incest is relative, I guess. But
it was set in the South.
Especially in the South.
Oh, I'm going to get some hate mail for that one.
That's right. Send it on in. Well, that's all right. I'm your cousin, so I can understand.
Exactly.
It'll be all right. And Bernice was kind of a looker when she turned 15. She really was. Yeah, she matured early, I believe. Bernice did. Little Bernie, she started growing those, things. And,
those things. Her girl parts.
Girl parts.
Started growing her girl parts.
Yeah, got her naughty bits going and everything. So anyway, back to Magenta. It was her and the guy that played Brad, which is a great actor, Barry Bostwick, and then Little Nell, who played Columbia.
I was blanking on his name. I could see his face, man.
Brad, what are you doing? So that's what I did. I walked right up to him and I said, I believe I said it. I'm not sure if I said it or not. I think I did. I said, yeah, I did. I said, Brad, what are you doing here? Which was a line from the movie. And he's a funny guy. He was hilarious on the panel. The first thing he did was just cussed his butt off, and then he looks over to the girl who's doing the signing for the hearing impaired, and he goes, "Did you sign that? How did you sign that?" And then later on, he used the word. I'm trying not to cuss on this show too much because it might be kids listening, but you've heard the cluster F word, Yeah. It's a cluster F. Anyway, he said that later on, and he turned back to that woman and he goes, "Show me how you signed that." But anyway, it was good meeting all those guys too, and it was a great time. But it just as much fun meeting Jim Sternenko, one of Marvel Comics' greatest artists and writers. This guy looks like somebody from the Mafia. He's older and he's got white hair and a kind of a pompadour. Really nice, but he does strike you as somebody that could put a hit on your family. And
yeah, he's really nice in a kind of low-key sinister sort of way.
Yeah, just a very nice guy, and it was great meeting him and blah blah. And all the different costuming people, what they call they call it cosplay now. Cosplay. We used to just call it wearing a costume, but they got
dressing up.
Yeah, yeah. So I was posing with everybody from two Batmen that looked identical, which I guess it was a clone. I don't know. To all these mermaids and princesses, and I got inside the Arkham Asylum and acted like I was insane and had my picture made, and it wasn't that much of a stretch, really.
No, that's no jump, man.
I know. It was fun. The whole thing was fun, and even I kind of even missed the heat when I got home. I was like, well, we would walk though, and every. By the time you got up to where the convention center was, they had this hydration station, and they were giving away ice cold cup paper cups of water as much as you wanted, which
Right.
I thought that was pretty good to keep, dead nerds from littering the streets of Phoenix.
Yeah, you got to kind of think it'd be bad PR to have a bunch of, yeah.
And they like fall down and break their
parking lot
glasses.
littered with dead nerds.
I was walking up to the convention center and I passed out, fell on my face, and broke my glasses. But at least my copy of Howard the Duck #1 was not damaged.
Yeah, because I had it it was in a Mylar silk.
Yeah, it had been graded, officially graded, and it was a 9.5. And, if the Mylar thing had broken and it had been exposed to light and yellowed the pages, I would have probably yellowed my underwear.
So Eric's like got these rare. Eric collects all these rare comics, and he's got them where he takes you pay those people. I forget the name of the company, and they grade it. Everything about it. They grade it, and they put it between two sheets of hard plastic. I mean, it's like a book, and and he's got. And I'm like, so what do you do if you want to read it?
Well, you don't read it.
No, you don't read it. You have it.
Right.
You have it. Hopefully you've already read it, or tough because you're not going to now.
You buy 2.
The other two things I'll mention about the trip was, number one, the first day that I got there. I didn't put this in a magazine, and I probably shouldn't be saying it now, and I won't give any details except for Eric thought he would welcome me to Phoenix by taking me to a strip club. At first he told me it was a restaurant. And
right.
Then I noticed when we walked in, it was very dark. I couldn't even see. I can't see that good anyway. So he had to kind of lead me to a chair. And then I noticed, I looked up on that stage, and what I saw was not tacos. Well, it kind of was. But no.
Well, it was tacos.
It was like, that didn't even come out right. That's just not right.
Yeah.
But it could have been. No, because some very beautiful young ladies and stuff, and I'll just stop the story there. Other than to say it was an experience. Then we went to a restaurant, Japanese restaurant. But one of the things I always wanted to do in Phoenix was go to Alice Cooper's place, his Cooperstown restaurant, and bar, and so we went there. And met some friends. Actually met Colleen's son and his wife and their daughter. And, I forget what I got. I got a salad or something because I'm a wimp. But they had these wings. Eric ordered some of these wings, and he ordered the mild. So I thought I would try one of the mild wings. I took a bite of it, and it lit me up like a Roman candle. And I was like, well, Alice, what can you say? So you got all this Alice Cooper memorabilia everywhere, and then you got these TVs showing nothing but sports, and all that. And then he's got this one thing called the Big Unit, and I'm not talking about him personally. I'm talking about on the menu. It's a 22-inch hot dog with everything in the world on it. It's like $21, I think, and people buy it and subdivide it, all that kind of stuff.
It's like $1 an inch.
That's what she said. So anyway, I don't even know what that means. So it was like, so that'll be $1.
$1 an inch. You owe me 50 cents.
Yeah, so much for keeping it clean. The hell with it. The other part was I was going to say
here's the thing, man. When you said big unit, really what I was thinking, man,
was that sports figure. No.
Yeah,
it's named after him.
Randy Johnson, right?
Yeah, that's who it's named after.
And wasn't he the pitcher for the Diamondbacks in the only series that they won when they beat the Yankees?
Exactly, boy,
and
man.
he was like the MVP of the series, and
that's right.
That was when he still had that really cool mullet.
Yeah, exactly, and that's where the name came from him, and they've got his jersey hanging up and all that. But anytime anybody orders the big unit, they ring a bell.
I would have a hard time ordering that.
Well, they ring a bell.
I think I just pointed the menu.
They ring a bell, and everybody in the place is supposed to yell, "The big unit," and they do, and it's just so amazing. So I knew this going in. However, Colleen's son and and daughter-in-law and them, they didn't know that. So the bell rang and everybody else, the big unit, and they just looked like, what? What happened?
Well, they live there, man. They need to lock in more to local traditions, you know?
Yeah, though. I think they're in Phoenix, but as you know, Phoenix is like the size of a state. So kind of they live like, I don't know, 35, 40 miles from there.
Right.
It's like, and another thing I did on the trip, since all I really want to do is talk about myself, another thing that I did, and I'm just kidding, was Eric knew that my dad, God rest his soul, was a Air Force, an airplane mechanic in the Air Force in the 50s. And that's how I met my mother and blah, 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 blah. So, and we used to build models of all these airplanes like the ones he worked on. So it was kind of a trip to me to go to Luke Air Force Base.
Is it that airplane graveyard?
No, the airplane graveyard was something else. The Luke Air Force Base thing has these static displays, of all these aircraft out there, mounted and everything, but they're the real deals, and they have a plaque for each one. So we were going around going, okay, this plane was in the 70s, so Daddy never worked on one like that. But the ones in the 50s, I was taking pictures of them and examining them and all that, and so I just got, kind of a celebration of my dad that day. Eric bought me a Luke Air Force Base t-shirt and cap combination and a Luke Air Force Base coin, which is beautiful. And then Eric was going around. He works at the Navy thing on the Air Force Base.
Okay.
He's retired, but he still goes in there and trains and gives classes. And so I went in there, and everybody in there was respecting him and all. It was kind of, when you grow up with somebody that was just a nerd in high school and see him get all this respect now and all, it's kind of like, you just kind of have
now
to
they're grown
giggle.
and get to see them do something that they've been doing well for 25 years, man, and get to see them sort of in the middle of their own arena. Yeah, that's
exactly.
Pretty cool.
It was fantastic, and I was so proud of the guy. And then I was going to say something else about the Navy. Yeah, he was showing me that whole Navy thing in there, and I kind of lost my train of thought, but all I can say is it was very interesting. Oh, I know. These coins he gave me one. It's called a chief coin. It's U.S. Navy. They call it a coin, but it's not really shaped. It's more like a heavy Christmas ornament kind of. But it's got the anchor and all that. And they're really beautiful, and they're only given to people like that are like major patriots or people who served or whatever. So he researches the stars. Like he found out Ron Perlman was a big supporter of the military. So when we met Ron, he presented him with one of those coins, and then
that's cool.
And he held it up in the picture. So did Edward James Olmos, who was a Navy officer back, in the 50s, I guess.
Yeah.
But so that was kind of cool. And so it's like a mixture of comic books, nerds, Alice Cooper, sweat, and the U.S.
Baseball.
Military. Is all kind of and sluts dancing on poles
And a titty / sports bar.
yeah, exactly.
Pole dancers. We got
Pole
baseball players and we got pole dancers.
Yeah, I should have like poles that are shaped like baseball bats and make it a sports sports bar. Yeah, that's an idea. Let's go ahead and build that. Open it. I think it's a great idea. Let me see here. Let's see where we're at. Oh, I know. It's time now to do to play a song. Boy, time flies when I'm just talking. And when we come back, we're going to talk about one of your many subjects that you want to talk about. But what we're going to do now is I want to say that in the new Kudzoo also is an interview with the Box Masters, which is a great little band that the drummer and vocalist is Bud Thornton, a.k.a. Billy Bob Thornton, a.k.a. Carl Childers, a.k.a. whatever. But my buddy, and their new album is called Somewhere Down the Road. And we had a review of it last issue, but we got a really cool interview and a concert review from when we went down to see him in Huntsville Alabama recently. I don't know when anything happened. The last 4 months are just a blur. I think I'm kind of, getting it all mixed up in my head, and I like to see Carl Childers hanging out with Chewbacca and a stripper. I don't get it. It's just... Wait a minute. Carl Childers, Chewbacca, and a stripper walk into a bar. That'd be a good setup right there. All right, we're going to play.
We're going to joke that with my lunch date.
Which one?
Yeah, all of them.
Hey, if you had that big unit, yeah, here it's Chewy. I get it, Chewy.
Don't get cocky, kid. All right, here we go. I'm going to play a record now.
From
the album Somewhere Down the Road, this is Piece of the Sky, the Boxmasters, with another one of those organ fade-ins from the great Teddy Zigzag Andreas, formerly of Guns N' Roses and the Alice Cooper Band, now playing with the Boxmasters, and here he is. Oh, those are the Boxmasters and a Piece of the Sky on the Buff and Billy Show, part of the Kudzoo Radio Hour. I do want to tell you right quick about some friends of ours. Foghat Sellers. You've heard of Foghat, the rock band that's been around forever and ever. Roger Earl, the founding member and drummer, now has, with his wife Linda, Foghat Cellars, and they're putting out some of the finest wines that you've ever tasted. If you enjoy Pinot, Cabernet, or like me, Chardonnay, you owe it to yourself to try these fine wines. Look for a review of Foghat wines in the new issue of Kudzoo magazine coming next week. Meanwhile, visit foghatcellars.com. And remember, this wine is rocking, and I'm a fool for the Pinot. I'm a fool for the Pinot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's good
Oh,
stuff.
man.
It's groovy. I wanted to say one other thing real quick. I totally forgot this, and I took way too much time talking about that thing. But while in Phoenix, and I won't even dwell on it other than to say that Eric is also a paranormal investigator, and he has a team and all that, and his friend Dave Campbell is has a place called the Astrology Store in what is it? Glendale. Yeah, right, Glendale. So anyway, I was invited there as the celebrity, quote unquote celebrity,
Sweet
moderator for a paranormal panel which took place during a Hawaiian themed party. Redneck Southern Rock guy is the moderator for a paranormal panel with a Hawaiian theme where everybody had to wear Hawaiian clothes, and they had all this food and stuff. And I just found that to be somewhat weird going in. But before the thing was over, I was taking over the doggone panel, man. I was like, "Yep, hey, let me ask you this. I've had this kind of experience. Blah 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 blah. I see dead people. I actually see Grateful Dead people. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah, Grateful Dead people.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, here's the thing, man. So just to recap that, you had gone to Phoenix for a comic book convention.
Yes,
You
right.
left the comic book convention, and you went and wound up moderating a Hawaiian-themed paranormal panel.
Yeah, well, there was that, and then there was the Van Halen concert.
Right, let's go back to the wine commercial. Let's revisit that wine commercial.
Van Halen is the best tribute band I ever saw. The guy looked like David Lee Roth, sang like him, and the guy played like Eddie freaking Van Halen. And I'm like, we're sitting there at the stage, and I'm like, this ain't happening. This is not really Van Halen, but it's probably closer to sounding like Van Halen than Van Halen does now.
Yeah, because Van Halen isn't Van Halen now.
No, wait a minute. Well, maybe if they were on a paranormal panel, they would be.
Well, and that's what I was just thinking. I was thinking that even if you had it in your head really good that you were seeing a Van Halen tribute band, the fact that you're at a paranormal activity event, man, it does leave a little bit of doubt in the back of your mind as to what you're actually seeing.
Now that you mention it, it does. But anyway, that's the thing.
Y'all are lucky y'all didn't rip a hole in the time-space continuum.
Well, I'm not going to say that we didn't, because at one point I did swear I saw Jean-Luc Picard stick his head through the wall and go, "Make it so." So I thought, but then again, that was just, that was probably just those candies that my friend out there gave me, the little candies that he had.
Yeah, I've had them same little candies.
Yeah, you know how that goes. It's kind of like medicinal. What can I say?
Like watching the old Batman series on mescaline.
Oh wow, man! Now I want to do that. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, because the colors on that show were so bright, and then when they'd have the fight scenes, it would intercut with the animation and the pow,
Zowie.
Yeah. Now, Zowie, that's a sound effect, right?
I think so. Zoink. Yeah.
That's from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, okay. And Boink was, what is it, Boink from, that was from an R. Crumb thing. No, okay, I'm just going to stream of consciousness. Did you have something that you wanted us to talk about?
I had nothing intelligent to say.
Well, that's probably good.
You know, I'm just trying to pitch in when I can. When I think of something that I think needs clarification.
Have you heard any more? Have you heard any more about food trucks? Because hey, check it out. When I was out there in Phoenix, I saw a lot of food trucks.
Yeah, I told you about that in our first
Yeah.
the first one of these we did, and you had mentioned I had mentioned it, and you thought I was making a joke. It's a big deal in the West, man.
It is. I mean, and like you say, I noticed that those set up near bars and places like that quite a bit, and also in parking lots. Because I was in one place, I can't even remember where it was. We were at. It was like a grocery store or something. No, it wasn't a grocery store. What am I saying? There was a grocery store, and then away from it was an office place, and there was this area where there was these 4 trucks parked, and I was like, they're sitting in 120-degree heat. Hope they got good air conditioning. But yeah, I think you could like cook your food on the pavement out there. And you know, I thought South Carolina was the only place that had complete crazy people, but this guy guy came up to me, and I was first of all shouldn't have stayed in the car while Eric ran into this place. Even though he's only gone 10 minutes, by the time he came back, I was having labored breathing. I was sweating profusely. I'd taken off my shirt and put on another one. I carried a spare with me, and I was like, while I'm doing all that, this guy comes wheeling up on one of those little scooter things, not electric, but you know, just a little silver scooter thing that you push with your foot. So this young guy comes up to me, young African American youth. He's about 23.
Razor blade.
Yeah, he's about 20 in his 20s or something, but he's talking about jibber jabber. He's like, he was something about God, and then he goes, but I think God is in the pavement. And I said, me too. And I'm trying to change my shirt. And he starts looking down, and he's praying to the pavement. And I said to him, I said, if God is in the pavement, God is hot right now. And but then he said something else about not deserving to live, because we're all sinners, but that he had been sinning really badly lately. And I said, it'll be okay, man. I said, just go inside, get some water, and cool off for a while. Go into the Walmart,
hydrate a little bit, get out of the sun.
Yeah, because I thought that his brain was, I actually saw smoke coming off of his head at one point.
So you were thinking like, man, like he was cerebrally like sustained some damage.
And I was like, and he just stood there after, at one point he just stopped talking, and he was standing there right in my face. I said, so are you from Phoenix? I thought, well, let's go ahead and interview him. That's what I do best. Are you from Phoenix? And he goes, I was originally from L.A. I said, oh, Lower Alabama?
Yeah, well, that sailed over his head.
Yeah, he was like, huh?
Right.
And I said, from Los Angeles. I said, how long have you been in Phoenix? And he said, too long. I said, okay. But anything I asked, he was kind of like, and I was just wishing that Eric would come on back. And then finally the guy said, well, it's nice talking to you. I've got to go because I've got to get tangerines. I said, okay. But he didn't head toward the Walmart. He headed on across the parking lot in the opposite direction. So apparently he was looking for a fresh market.
Over to the Tangerine Grove.
Yeah.
Remember when we started this little portion of the conversation and you were talking about the little candies? Yes. He had some.
He had some lemon drops. That's what it was. He did.
Yeah. He had some of the magic lemon drops.
Yeah, and that I can understand how that happens.
Right, I can understand why. When that happens, you can see God in the tarmac.
Yeah, God in the tarmac, and then not only that, but that flashes me back to the way the program ended at the astrology store. After the panel and all, he said, we're all going to go outside, and there's going to be a light show. It had just gotten dark. going to do a light show. So what they had that was a light show was they had a very thin teenage boy who had something akin to a lightsaber baton thing. I don't know. It was about 4 feet long and had all these different color lights inside it. So he was twirling it, masterfully twirling it, throwing it up under his leg and up over his head and all, and everybody's ooh ah, because it left all these trails of light. And you know,
like
it made
magic lemon drops.
Yeah, well, I started to say I'm not really sure how many of the trails of light were real, but they, you know, I think it's like Beef in Phantom of the Paradise said, "I don't drug real from real." But for any of you who saw Phantom of the Paradise, I applaud you. What a great movie, Paul Williams.
I saw that.
It's one of my favorite old rock and roll movies, man. I just got it on
That's
DVD.
He plays Swan, right?
Swan, yeah. Swan here, who made a deal with the devil to become the hottest record promoter in the world. Kind of like
rock star.
Sort of like
now,
Clive
let me
Davis.
ask you this, man, and I'm going to give you straight up, man, that Paul Williams is a talented pop music composer, and
God, yeah.
But if you were gonna make a deal with the devil to be somebody, wouldn't it be somebody besides Paul Williams?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
really,
yeah.
if you made the deal with the devil to be that when you were done, man, you got screwed.
That's right. Well, I don't know. Right after that, we've only just begun to live. You know, all these hits and everything. But he didn't make the deal to become Paul Williams. He made the deal to become Swan.
He looked like Paul Williams.
It just happened to look like Paul Williams. But Swan
Deal breaker, dude. Deal breaker.
Kind of like the Clive Davis of the day, I suppose. And what's really funny, yeah, what's really funny, of course, he had more hair than Clive. But the funny thing about it is they had originally they called it Swan Song Records. Well, they put the movie together, they put it out, and then all of a sudden they found out that Robert Plant and them owned Swan Song. So they go back in some medieval special effects thing to, like, there's a podium that's got Swan Song on it, so they put Death Records, and it's got a bird laying on its back, and they have that floating where it's like moving around the podium. You know, it's like every time they had the logo, this thing was overlaid, and it was just like moving around. You'd see part of the Swan Song thing and all that. Oh yeah, that's special effects budget was non-existent. But I love that. I'll still play the soundtrack album, Beef and all, and they were ahead of their time because they had a band on there called the Undead that had kind of Kiss makeup before there was ever a Kiss band. You know, there was already Alice Cooper, but these guys had white with black lightning bolts and all, and they were like apparently a zombie rock band. You know, like it's like in Beef, you know, the lead singer guy, comes up and they put all of his parts into a coffin, and then he comes out as a whole person except for a brain apparently. But okay, well, enough about Phantom of the Paradise. I will add this: Jessica Harper was one of my crushes back in 1973. She was the girl that played Phoenix in Phantom of the Paradise. Segway. Phoenix. She was beautiful, and what a great singer she is. Is, whatever. Anyway, what else is going on? It's we got 10 more minutes to kill.
Oh, good.
Let's talk about.
Actually, we only got like 6 more minutes to kill, right? We're going out with a record.
Yeah, well, you know, we really are going to go out with a record, a long record. Not a criminal record, mind you, but you know, while we're sitting here doing this, I needed to go ahead and say this. Do you like to read, Billy?
Yeah.
Never mind. Do you like to read, folks? Who doesn't, other than Billy? If you like a wide variety of great Southern writing, fiction and nonfiction, you can find it all at Mercer University Press. Not only do they publish my books, but they are the home to great authors like Terry Kay, Jackie Weldon, Renee Winchester, and many others. Our book of the week this week is Song of the Vagabond Bird, a fiction piece by Terry Kay. look for a review. I reviewed it in the new issue of Kudzoo. It was a fantastic novel. And check it out. Check all the great titles at mupress.org. That number again is mupress.org. That number again is mupress.org.
Hey, Buff, man, what's that number again?
mupress.org. Keep both feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Pretty good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, y'all. What? I don't know. Well, me and Billy are trying to talk, so this guy wants to speak. This guy wants to say something. I guess I'll let him. He's been sitting here quietly the whole time. All right, Maynard. Go ahead, Maynard. Maynard is my gardener. Yeah, at least that's what I like to call him. Some people call it a bag man. I call him a gardener. Anyway, hey Maynard, what's going on?
Hey there, Buff. It's been pretty good today. I'm feeling all right. You feeling okay?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm doing pretty good, I guess. I don't know. Do you know Billy Eli?
I reckon I ain't never met him yet. What did you say? He stays out in Tejas?
Yeah, he's out in Tejas, out there with Billy Gibbons. Billy Gibbons and who else? A bunch of people. A bunch of Texans live in Tejas for some reason.
Bunch of Texans.
Yeah, that's what they say. I just wonder. I don't want to be on the radio program. I just wondered if it was all right with you if I went in the kitchen and got me a bologna sandwich.
Yeah, that's fine. Go help you. Well, we don't have any bologna. We don't eat bologna here, but we got some roast beef.
Yeah, roast beef. You got any turkey?
Yeah, I got some turkey. Turkey. Yeah.
I reckon I have one of them. I see y'all later. Y'all take care of you know what I'm saying? And I'll bring you some of that stuff here in a minute that you wanted me to bring you.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I hope you're talking about Kleenex because I got a really runny nose. This cold is getting to me. Maynard, ladies and gentlemen, Maynard steps in every once in a while. I don't know why, because I don't know why I allow him to even speak, but he's a nice guy.
That's your grass specialist, right?
He is. He cuts the grass. He mows the lawn. He cuts the grass, and he's also the gardener.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Whatever. This is not. You can tell that going to Second City to become an improv guy was only a dream for me, right?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it was pretty good.
Well, I mean, it's a sperm of the moment thing, and it's you just gotta roll with the punches any way you can, And I used to on radio. I used to do all these characters, and I would forget which character was what was doing, and some of them weren't right.
Man, I can never think of any good, funny, witty, smart-ass thing to say until I'm talking to a cop. As soon as I'm having to deal with a cop, man, it's like, if I wrote this stuff down...
Yeah, there you go.
Of course, because you can't just tell the cop, hey, hang on, I got to get a pencil and a piece of paper, right?
Yeah, because this is some funny stuff. I want to write this down so I can make fun of you publicly.
Right. Well, just, I didn't, my most best just wise ass, humor is, I think of it when I'm having to deal with a cop.
Yeah. Well, this kind of makes perfect sense to me. It really does. I don't know. I changed my screensaver, so this whole time during the radio program, I'm staring at it's not screensaver, they call it wallpaper, right? And I did have Scarlett Johansson on there for, 2 years, and this really, really, really kind of cute picture of her. But after going to the comic book convention, there's this character called Harley Quinn, who is this really hot murder girl that hangs out with the Joker. Hangs out with the Joker, and they got a movie that's coming out with her in it. I forget the name of it. There's a group of those really insane people, her and the Joker and all that. But I found this picture of a screensaver online of Harley Quinn, and I had to put that on there. That also, at the comic convention, I think every other girl was dressed like her, except Some of them pulled it off. I would have liked to have had a comparative picture of all the girls that were dressed like her, the ones that thought that they were sexy, and the ones that were.
That actually were, yeah.
Because, I mean, you had every kind of Harley Quinn you can ever see. But, you know, I told somebody, I said, wow, all these here, I think I'm in a mood for a Harley Quinn romance. That's really,
oh man,
really?
That's the best you could do.
No, I got a gag on that. Wait, let me see if I can vomit that back up.
I like Hot Murder Girl better.
Yeah, Hot Murder Girl.
Ooh, it's a Hot Murder Girl.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, you know, on that lovely subject, it's almost time to say goodbye to all the family. M-I-C-K-E-Y. I don't know the rest. I never could spell mouse. M-A-U-S. No. But anyway, so we'll be, I guess we'll just wrap it up, man. I don't know, wrap it up. I'll take it. Hey, that was a Thunderbird
we'll
song.
Wrap it up and so happy trails till the next time we do it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you take care, Billy Eli. Thanks for.
I will, man.
Thanks for,
and I'll be down in Galveston all weekend. So there'll probably be some shrimp and some beer involved.
That sounds good. Again, thanks you for listening to this mayhem that we do, and be sure to tune back in next time and watch my Facebook page and all that kind of stuff. You'll see when it's posted.
Right. I'll see you next time, bud.
Okay. See ya.